Bronislava from HandMadeRukodelky, and once again we are meeting for another project. Today's project is poncho. We will knit 2 panels and then we will go and connect them together, and I will also show you I think in another video how to put it all together and how to crochet the edge around the edge and around the neck area as well. Although you might want to use, if you have a good yarn, you might want to use tassels instead. So this is going to be our project, and let's go and do it. The stitch that I have used for knitting my poncho is called woven stitch, and I'm going to show you on only 19 stitches over here, okay? But you can go and make any size of poncho. You could also use it for blankets if you want. So let me just explain you know, how to do it. First of all, you need multiple of 2s, okay, and plus 3 extra stitches, 1 stitch for each end for the edge, okay, and then excuse me, and then you will be really working on odd number of stitches. This stitch repeats every 2 stitches and also every 4 rows, okay? So first what you do is knit 1, and then you need to slip purlwise with yarn in front. So you will slip purlwise with yarn in front, and again you knit and you slip purlwise with yarn in front, and now the yarn is back. You knit and yarn forward and you slip purlwise, and again you do a regular knit stitch and you slip purlwise, knit and slip purlwise with yarn in front, knit, slip purlwise with yarn in front. And repeat this all the way to the end. And knit. Now you turn. This is our second row. Our second row is just purled, but I always knit my first stitch, okay? So you will purl entire row, purl every single stitch. And my last stitch purling. Okay, now we will turn around. In my third row I will do the reverse of what I did in row 1. So I did knit, slip, okay, but in third row I will the stitches that I was slipping I will knit, and the stitches that I was knitting I will slip. So I have to really start this way: knit, knit, slip, knit, slip, knit, slip, knit, slip, all the way to end, and this one is going to be slip, and then I will knit, knit. So in a third row always knit first 2 stitches and then slip and then knit last 2 stitches. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So as you know, in the first row basically I knitted this stitch and I slipped this stitch, right? So I will I always knit my first stitch, and then this one was slip, but I have to knit it, and this one was knit, so I have to slip it. So yarn forward and slip purlwise. Okay, purlwise here, like I would want to go and purl the stitch, and again knit and slip purlwise with yarn in the front, knit and slip purlwise, knit, yarn forward, slip purlwise, knit and slip with yarn in front, knit and slip, knit and slip, knit and slip, and we will knit these last 2 stitches. We don't want to knit and slip, okay? We will knit and knit. Okay, and now our 4th row, and our 4th row is going to be purl. So we need to purl entire row. So purl and purl and purl, purl all stitches. Okay, so 2nd and 4 rows are exactly the same. You just purl 2nd and 4 rows. So this is my 5th row, but the 5th row, because it's a repetition of these 4 rows, so my 5th row is gonna be like 1st row, okay? And I want to show you how to do it English style. So first one is knit stitch, and as you know all, I'm not the best with English style, but I'll try. So, and now is the slip stitch, because first row is knit and then slip, and slip purlwise, right? So yarn is forward and I slip purlwise. Now I have to move the yarn back again so I can knit it. I can knit it, and now I have to move yarn forward so I can slip it, and I move yarn back so I knit the stitch and yarn forward and slip the stitch and yarn back and knit the stitch and forward, slip and back and knit it. I'm getting pretty good at this English style. At least in this video. Okay, and knit and slip and knit and slip. And so and then we will again just purl next row. Oh, this is fun doing it. Oops, we just need to slip it. No, no purl stitch. No. And last stitch is knitted. Okay, good. You see, I almost made a mistake. Okay, look how good it looks. Although my stitches with the English style are a little bit looser, they're not as tight. Sometimes I make it too tight, sometimes, you know, I don't know. I still cannot go and do the really good tension with my English style. Okay, so now we need to purl all the stitches. Okay, so yarn has to be in the front, and we need to purl all the stitches. Okay, yarn will be in the front and we purl all the stitches. So, you know, we just wrap the yarn around the needle and push it back. Okay, and I will speed up the video so it's not too long, because it can be really boring of too many repeated stitches. Okay, and we are ready to do our next row, which, since we did this as first row, we need to do this as third row. Okay, so when we were doing third row, we always started with 2 stitches and end up with knitting 2 stitches at the end, and in between we did slip, purl, slip, purl. Okay, so we will knit first stitch and knit second stitch. Let me tighten this up a little bit so the end is not too loose. Okay, and now we need to slip. So we did knit, knit, and then slip, and now we will do alternate knit, stitch, and slip stitch, and with yarn in the front, right? And knit stitch with yarn in the back, and yarn forward and slip it, and knit it. And now we will slip stitch, and we will knit stitch with yarn in the back and yarn forward and slip it purlwise and knit it and slip it purlwise. You see, this is purlwise. I did not explain this. This is purlwise. This would be knitwise. Okay, and knit stitch, and I got lost in my thought here, and slip it and knit it and slip it, and you see, and now last 2 stitches we will just knit, knit, and knit, and that's all to it. So this is the stitch for our poncho. Let me go and knit a few more rows, and then I will show you how it really looks, so you have some kind of idea. So here is my sample that I have done for you, and we started over here, right? And then after I finished knitting these, I decided that I will show you other variations. This variation is where I switch every 2 rows. So 2 rows I made with pink, 2 rows with gray, 2 rows with pink, 2 rows with gray, and then I went and switched into 4-row repeat. I did 4 rows with pink, 4 rows with gray, and then of course 4 rows with pink, but then I continued going on so I can show you how it really looks on a bigger area. So these are some options that you have when you're knitting this beautiful stitch, and I am really excited about this stitch. It's very easy to do, and it has so much texture, so I'll be using it in my future designs as well. Now here I have 2 pieces that I have already knitted, and this is going to be turned into a poncho, so you can see that they are long already. Okay, and they are going to be those 2 rectangles attached to each other. What I'll do is that I will place one long side next to the short side, or vice versa, short side next to the long side, and I will sew it over here. Okay, and then I will fold this like this and sew to this long side. I will sew this short side to this side. I will sew it in, and this will be my opening for the head, and this is gonna be my poncho. I started this poncho on 41 stitches, okay, which actually made it to about 10 inches wide, and then I knitted forgot how many rows, somewhere around 80 I think, but my length, entire length, is 16 inches. This is conclusion of my first video. Now you can go and watch video part number 2, where I am putting everything together. Thank you very much for watching my video. Share it please, and I will see you another time.